feel like you're something greater? Don't you feel that sometimes when you just breathe in, that there's way more than you? That there's just this energy. And that energy, what's greater and how we're all connected is the energy of love. That's what it's about. It's the energy of love. I'm going to start with a little story. It's about a street person. And the street person held out a small cup as I passed by. "Would you have any spare change?" she mumbled. "This same person is on the street 6 or 7 days a week," I said to myself. "She's got quite a racket going. Why bother even looking for work when you can pick up who knows how many dollars a week just standing there asking for it?" So I passed by her without giving her much of a look. Then I headed back, and I headed straight towards her. And I said, "Tell me something. Why don't you just get a job like everyone else instead of standing here asking for money?" And the vague lady answered, "If I did, who would be here to tell you who you really are?" So as I thought about this story, I thought, this really isn't a story. The reason I'm telling this story is because it's not about whether we should give money. It's not whether we should or shouldn't. We all do sometimes, we don't sometimes. But what it's about, it invites us to notice our internal response to life. And that's what I kind of want to focus on today, is opening up our heart and seeing, just noticing, without judging, but being aware of how you respond to these kind of things in life. How do you respond to the things that are uncomfortable? How do you respond to the joys? How do you respond to the sorrows? Because that's what life is responses. It's your internal responses. I love this. As these energies confront us, how do we deal with them? Because how you deal with them is how your life goes. See, I really have believed it forever, and I do now, is that our life, everything in life is here for us to learn. Every situation. That life doesn't happen to us, but life happens for us. Every single situation, everything that comes to us is for our own healing. And it's there to learn how to love. It's there to show love. It's for us to see what's going on in our life. And the same scenario keeps happening over and over. Have you noticed that? Until you finally get it and you can respond with love. And it was a while back I told this story. And this is a true story, and it happened. It reminded me when I was reading the homeless story. But there was a guy that was on the corner. I live at this corner of Knoll Ranch in Lincoln, and there's a guy that is on there, and he's always got a sign that says, "Help, I need money." And so it never failed. Every time that I would come down this street, he would be holding the sign, and the stop sign would be red, right? The stop sign would be red. So I was always hoping it'd be green so I could, go on through, because I didn't want to face it. I just didn't want to see it, right? And so it would always be red. So there were times I would give him money, and then sometimes I wouldn't, but it would keep happening and happening. But I always noticed my response, and it was really uncomfortable. And I remember thinking, I don't want to deal with this every single time. So it's embarrassing to say, but I used to go around another way so that I didn't have to see him every time. And then I thought, you know what? This is not the way to handle this. There's an uncomfortableness inside of me. So I decided I would go and I would face up. I would just face it. I've been talking about facing it forever, and this is what it's about. It's about facing whatever's in front of you. And I decided I would face him. And I decided whatever was in my heart, if I stopped, I would give him money if I chose to, and if I didn't have it or didn't feel like it, I would just smile at him and greet him and see him. So I had it planned, what I was going to do, and as I came by the next day, he was gone. Wow. He was gone. Now, coincidence, I don't know. But I can tell you what, when you decide to face things, head on and feel it and really embrace what you're feeling, it's like they disappear. It's like, your job has been met here. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he was gone. And that's what we're talking about today, is not, giving the homeless money. That's not what this whole thing is about. But it's about feeling this internal, feeling that you have inside when you see something that is uncomfortable, and watching how it keeps showing up in different ways in your life until you can finally face it and feel it and then forgive it, which is to let it go. Forgiving means letting go. And then you have this sense of freedom. I've talked about that, I think, for the last month, about the 4 F's, facing it, feeling it, forgiving it, gives you the sense of freedom. That's an example of it. That's how we do it. You know, we are these radiant, beautiful, complex beings, all of us. We have a lot of different energies within us. And we're all at different places on this journey in life, you know? We're all at different places of awareness. And I think about it when we're talking about precious human birth, we're just this human family, really, that is struggling, you know, and we're playing this game here together in this thing called Earth, and we're studying, you know, there's setups almost, you know, and we learn from each other and we give to each other. And what I know is that the progress that we make isn't reflected by the station that we're at. Right? That doesn't mean I'm any more spiritual than the guy that is asking for money. We're all just on this journey, learning from each other and loving each other. And I think it's so important for us to know that the world is here to let us see who we are and to let us see who we can become. Who we can become. And it takes courage. It takes such courage to face right here, to face us. It takes courage and it takes strength. And guess what? We're here so that we can be the highest, most beautiful expression of ourselves. That's why you're here. That's why you're here, Pat, to be the best that you can be. To give us the best expression that you can be as Ron, as Blaine. You know, as each person here, what is your highest? What is your best? What's the grandest version that you can be of who you are? That's why we are walking on this earth together. To help each other. To be there, to serve one another, to serve ourselves. To be gentle through the process. You know? And the truth is, what I know in my life is that to be able to come to this awareness, I got to go backwards sometimes, right? So to go forward, I got to go backward. I was playing Candyland with my kids, my grandkids. And so, you know, it's like you were on this journey going forward till you hit the, you know, you do it by color, till you hit the, you know, end of it. But sometimes I got a thing that set me back, right? I had to go, yellow was back, and I got a yellow, so I had to go all the way back to yellow. But guess what? When I got the yellow, there was a bridge that got me over the other side that let me win. The point I'm trying to say, I got to win that game, Candyland. What I'm trying to say is that sometimes we got to go back, right? And when we go back, we learn. We learn. And there's an energy that pulls us forward. That pulls us forward when we just let it go and not resist going back. I don't want to go back to yellow, you know. I don't want to do this. But you do. You let go. You let go. You let God. You surrender it. It's like an energy pulls you forward in this game of life. You know, life hurts. It's all of it. Boy, it's joyous. It's fun. It's sad. We make all these mistakes. And then we learn from these. Oh, I got to tell you this. This is, I'm not even sure I want to say this, but because it's kind of sad, but it's kind of funny too. But my daughter had, you know, she has these little fairy gardens, and she just loves doing these things, crafts with the kids. So she went to Armstrong's, and they gave these ladybugs, right? Like 200 of them, and they're in these little pots and stuff. So we were all excited to go out and to release the ladybugs, you know, in these little gardens. So we had some kids over there, about 3 little kids. And Jenny released them, and they were all over the place. They went in the house, anyway, and they were all excited. They went to bed. They got up in the morning, and there was dead ladybugs all over the place. Okay, and my little grandson, he gets up and he goes, oh my God. He ran outside first thing in the morning. You know, that's the first thing he did. He ran outside to look, and there was all these dead ladybugs all over. And his dad's going, come on, we got to get to school. And, you know, he's upset. So I said, you know, Eden, don't worry about it. You know, I'll make sure, you know, that I'll take care of them. Don't worry, they're still alive ones, and we'll do what we can do. So he gets home, you know, and I said, you know, Ed, how you doing with this? You know, we'll have a funeral for him. We'll have a little memorial. And Stephanie goes, it's all right, Grandma already took care of it. He said, I blessed him. And I said, you did? And I said, what did you say? And here's what he said to me. He says, I said, I'm sorry you're dead. I hope you go to heaven or on to your next life. And I sure hope it's better than this one. And I had worried about this all day, of what I'm going to say to him, you know, and how it's affecting him, these dead ladybugs all over, and he handled it. You know, he was sad, he was happy, he was all of it, you know, and he knew how to handle it. It's kind of like we know how to do stuff when we're little, you know, and here I'm the adult, you know, thinking I'm going to have this nice memorial service. I told Pat, I'm going to have this memorial service. I'm going to let these kids, you know, light a candle, and they're going to do all this stuff. He had it. He just blessed them and moved on about it, you know. And that's what life is, you know. That's what we're talking about here. It's all of it. It's the joys, it's the sorrows, it's the death, it's the mass murder, you know, of ladybugs. But it's all of it. That's what life is about. And see, that's why I love this mission, and it's so important to embrace our humanity and express our divinity. Because here's the deal with this. We talk about it and we say it separately. But the truth is, embracing your humanity is expressing your divinity. Because our human is divine, right? We're so used to thinking in opposites. We say, good and bad and evil. And the truth is that when we say humanity and divinity, like divinity is better than humanity. The truth is that God is in us, right? That in our bodies are divine. We are divine beings. It's so beautiful when I think about it, that we're in this field. We're in the field of God. It's not even like, sometimes I think about it when you say God's within us, but it's like God doesn't shrink to be in us. It's us expanding to be in God. Wow. Isn't that profound? Yeah. I thought that last night as I'm laying there. I'm just thinking, wow, we are in the field of God, and it's in every single cell in our body. That's how powerful we are. We talk about the kingdom. The kingdom's here. This is the kingdom of God. Right here, right now. We just need to realize it. That it runs through every cell in our body. And as we tune into it, we're walking there. We're in it. It just, it's a process, I guess. It's like we're waking up to this process of realizing how powerful and beautiful and awesome and a spaciousness. There's a spaciousness in us that has this incredible beauty. And we're waking up at different awarenesses to realize it. And that's what the game of life is about. It's about waking up. It's about realizing that we're all on the journey together. And it's got to be hard, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be all of it. And our job is to embrace it all. Not to focus down on the end of how the ladybugs, how dead they are, right? It's to embrace that, to feel it, but to know there's more. To know there's more. And it's not to be high all the time and happy, It's to be wherever you are. This is a game of acceptance. Game sounds light, and it's not, but it is. It's fun. This is a game that is so incredibly big. It's the God inside of each of us. It's important, but we always get another chance to get it right. Thank God. Thank God we get that. We're here. We're one of the teachers of mine says that we're the divine individuated. I love that. All of us are the energy of God, and separately, you're human, right? We're individuated out as this divine energy. We're not striving to get anywhere because we're already here. We're divine. We're beautiful. We're in the realm of God. We're in the realm of God. We're here to play. We're here to love. We're here to expand, to learn. We're here to learn courage through the stuff that we go through in life. And we're here to be here for each other. There's so much more. And what I learn, everybody else learns. As you learn it, I learn it. We're connected. We are connected. So what I want to do is close with a little reading from, actually this is from Conversations with God. And here's what he says. Go outside and play, said God. I have given you the universe as fields to run free in. And here, take this. Wrap yourself in it. It's called love. And it will always keep you warm. And stars, the sun and the moon and those stars. Look upon them often, for they will remind you of your own light. And eyes, gaze into the eyes of everyone, of every other person. Gaze into their eyes. For they have given you their universes as fields to run free in. There, I have given you everything you need. Now go outside and play. My prayer for you is go outside and play. Thank you.